Welcome to today's training. Today we're going to be going through a business plan on how to, get your 2022 launched off to a fast start. So that's what we're going to be going through. It's going to be a little bit interactive. So if you have questions as we're going through it, feel free to stop me. We'll ask any question that you have. The reason why we're going through this is because in any business, you want to look at it as a business. And like I've told you guys many, many times, you guys run a solar business. And this is very important. I was talking to my wife and my daughter. My daughter is here on today. My wife, she's out right now. But we are putting this together as a solar company. In other words, we've created our own brand name, which is Smart Money Wise is my team name for, Power. That's our actual team name. So, I call us the Smart Money Team and all of that. But my company name, I have a corporation, which is, for tax purposes, I have a corporation. I don't use the corporate name when I'm out marketing the business. What I use is our marketing name, which is the Clean Energy Movement. So I've created the Clean Energy Movement for the reason of marketing this big time. So the Clean Energy Movement, you're going to start seeing that as you'll see some of the marketing things that I show you, as you see some of the marketing pieces and things that I do. Okay, so you'll see how that comes together. But I just want you to understand that's what I'm doing. I'm creating a business. I'm not just a solar salesperson for Power. Power is my product supplier. They're the ones supplying the solar opportunity for us, but it's my business. And that's what's so unique about Power versus any other solar company out there that I've seen, is that when you work for any other solar company, you work for them as either an independent contractor, or you work for them as an employee, one of the two. And then you're limited. You're limited to how much income you can earn, because a lot of the times they give you leads. And if they give you leads, then you're subjected to the leads that they give you, unless you go out and get your own leads by door knocking or something like that, which, is the same here. But the difference is they pay you a lot less money. I was talking to a lady the other day who is a telemarketing manager there, and she said they made a $30,000 sale, and she made about $3,000, which is about right, about 5%, 10%, which is about normal. And that was only because she got her own lead. So it was a 10% commission because she got her own lead. With our company, of course, it would have been a lot more money, over 2.5 times that amount of money, because we own the business. So the biggest thing I want you to grasp right here at the very beginning is that you own your own business. You own a solar company. Now, you're on our team, of course, my team with me, and you have a support system with you, but you actually you own your own company. And if you can get that mindset in, that you own your own multi-million-dollar company, then you'll start treating it that way. A lot of people don't treat their business that way because they look at it as they come in to sell solar for Power. And that's not what you're doing. You're selling solar to homeowners. You're helping homeowners get solar, but you're selling for yourself. It's your business. So I really want to drive that in. The second thing is, any business always has a quarterly business plan. So we're going to do our business plan. And when you want to look at business plans, you want to look at it for two different ways. One, what you're going to do for the year, and what you're going to do for this quarter. So we're going to go through this, and I'm going to break it down for you so you guys can start to see how to build your business plan out and your marketing plan as well. So this is your business plan plus marketing plan simultaneously. The cool thing is, I didn't have to create this. Usually, whenever I come to a sales organization or company, I actually have to create this myself, because usually they don't have anything like this. But with Power, they already had it already done, so I don't have to do it. I'm just going to kind of go through it with you. So I sent this to all of you in your email. You should have a copy of it, and it has the ability to be written on. I call it write-onable. So you can go and write on this document, and you'll see that as we go through it. So let's go through the pages. So the first thing you want to talk about whenever you're looking at goal are the 4 freedoms. I'm going to go through their particular model just because I want to make sure that it's duplicatable, and you guys can teach this to your teams down the road if you start to build a team. So there's 4 freedoms. There's the time freedom, which means the ability to choose and how much energy and time you want to spend on your business. And you know how much time freedom you want to have in your life. Because the more you build your business, you can actually create time freedom with this business. There's location freedom. In other words, you can run your business from wherever you want to. You know, I run it from home, but if you know, there's some people that live abroad. I have a guy that lives in Indonesia, and that's where he's running the business from. You know, you can run your business financially and generate as much money as you want. And so here's where you can actually write something in. You'll see. See here, I can actually type in it. So it says, when your passive income exceeds your monthly expenses. So when do I want my passive income to exceed my monthly expenses? That means my passive income would be my income that I generate from my team. So I'm going to say by March 1st, no, March, I'm going to go 30th, 2022. And the reason why I say that time frame is because most of you guys are new. So I'm going to help you guys get ramped up this month. And then, you know, my team's going to grow and it's going to get bigger and bigger. And then I believe you guys are going to be making enough sales to where my passive income, the override that I've earned off of building my team, will be more than my expenses. Fortunately, I don't have a lot of expenses, so that should be pretty easy to do. So that's what that means. By the way, if you want to turn your camera on, you're welcome to as well. Just, you know, make sure everybody's dressed and stuff, because I know it's early in the morning. The next thing is when your mental, emotional, spiritual state is driven by your purpose and not your pain. This means you want to have your purpose be the reason why you're doing this, your why. You guys all know my why. I run an online ministry, and that's the reason why I do this. And so my purpose is bigger than just needing to pay bills. You don't want your goal just to be, I want to be able to pay bills. I want to be able to pay my mortgage every month or my rent. You don't want to have that your driving force. That's a benefit, but you want to have a bigger reason other than that, other than just pain. So it's very important. So let's go through the process here. So this is the Power Platform. Of course, there's tools that you can use. So it talks about selling solar here. So all of this stuff you guys have already done. We're going to bypass a lot of this because this is all the different trainings. You guys we've done this already. So I'm going to bypass a lot of this part, but you can read it over for yourself. The coaching system. This is a system that we have in place already. So we already have a coaching system in place, which is establishing your current reality. In other words, where you are right now. So you need to know where you are in your business right now. Are you just getting started? Are you already up and running? Have you done some of the basic training already? Do you already know your scripts? You need to know where you are. That's what the establishing your current reality means. Defining your why and your goals. So we're going to be talking about that today. Defining what your why is and your goals. We're going to be going through that. Designing a plan to close the gaps and overcome the hurdles. In other words, we're going to design a plan of how you're going to accomplish your goal. Track, train, and be accountable with your performances. I created a thing called a daily activity tracker. The good thing is this system already has one built in, so we're going to use what's here. And so we're going to be able to track your activity, because write this sentence down. When you track your activity, your results increase. Very important to realize that when you track your activity, your results increase. So we're going to be learning how to do that. And then review the game tapes and review and recommit. That's where every quarter we go back and go again. So reviewing the game tapes, they're probably talking about, like in football, you review your game and how you played and what you made mistakes on and what you did right and what you did wrong. And the same thing in our life, in our business, we need to do the exact same thing. We need to see what we did right, what we did wrong, what we can improve on for next quarter. And that's why we do this every quarter. So at the end of every quarter, we're going to review our business, and then we're going to start a new game plan for the next quarter. That's how companies run. All businesses run that way. And ever since I've been in direct sales as a manager, I've been training my team this way. And that's why we've gone to the front of the line in production very, very quickly. So let's keep going. So let's talk about my reality. This is where we're going to start putting some things in. So where are you now? So like before, 90 days, and after 1 to 3 years. So this is the longer term, 1 to 3 years. After 90 days, where do you want to be? And right now. So I don't know what the sex part means, but I'll just leave that alone. Married, married or divorced, or single. You got to ask where you are. So I guess sex means male or female. I'll just leave that because I don't know why it's a before and after 90 days. So I'm hoping we all stay the same in that area. I don't want to go there. But anyway, where are you at right now? And so let me give an example. So I would put married, and I hope in 90 days I'll be married. And after 1 year, I'll be married. So I'll leave it at that. Okay. And then, you got the next one would be age. You put your age in there, your children, and where you are. So you can fill out all this stuff in here. And this is, like I said, you can write in it. So now you can have all the stuff documented. Then the next part is occupation. Where are you now? You're an employee. Maybe you work at a job. And if you work a job, then that's right. If you put that down, maybe you drive Uber for a living. If you do that, then put that in there. Online business. Maybe right now you have an online business, and your online business is with power, of course. And if you come up with your own company name, you want to write that in there. So the Clean Energy Movement. That's what I do. That's what I do now. Okay. And then, of course, where you're going to be in 3 months and so on. So if you have a job right now, maybe you just want to run in your business, then in a year from now, you want to run your corporation to be whatever you want it to be. Okay, happiness. So this is where you're going to start writing down things that you want to do. So you want to write down some of the things that you'd like to be able to do for fun. Like for my family, I would like to be able to go on monthly vacations, mini vacations, of course. Mini vacations. And then I could put on there, go jet skiing. Go to the Keys. I want to drive to the Keys in Florida. Drive to the Keys. Drive to the Keys. And so on. So I could put whatever it is I want to do with the family in there. Okay. So I will write those down. These are some things that I want to do now. And then in 90 days, I'll put, and then in a year, I can put those things down. And again, by the way, as I'm going, if something, you have questions, stop me, okay? So I can, answer those questions for you. And then you can put down your motivation and your goals in here if you want to. So what motivates me? Things that motivate me. In happiness, I would say, be able to feed orphans in our ministry, I also would like to provide, provide, I guess it's not letting me go any further. Provide. Okay, well, it's not letting me do any further there. I don't know why, but it's okay. So I could add more stuff to it later. I can change, I'll change this up to make it, fit exactly what I want. I'm just kind of showing you how it's, you can write it out. Health, we're as far as health is concerned, I want to be 205 pounds. Okay, that's where I want to be. And then nutrition, I want to be able to eat certain types of foods. I want to be able to exercise 5 days a week. And, whatever it is that you want to put in here, you want to write some of the goals down. And remember, we're talking immediate goals, 90-day goals, year to 3 year goals. Okay. And then the same thing here with the wealth and finances. Same exact thing here. Okay. So you want to write down some of your income goals. Your active income goal. Sorry about that. Let me turn this off. Cannot have that on there right now. I apologize. This is my design company. My design team is trying to contact me right now. I cannot talk right now. Sorry about that. So I have a graphic design company and they're trying to contact me. I got to just tell them I can't talk. Can't talk. Okay, so you would go ahead and write in your active income. What is your active income? So active income is like, let's say in the next 90 days, how much money do you want to generate? I know my goal is to sell 12 sales a week. That's my goal, 12 sales a week. Okay, now what is 12 sales a week? Times average $7,000. That's the average sale, $7,000 per sale equals 7 times 12 is 84. 84,000 per month. That's my goal. So times 3 months. That's my intent. Now, see, I want to write this down, and I'm saying this pretty boldly because I'm letting you know that it's possible. And now, is it possible for everyone? Yes, it's possible for everyone. The reason why I believe I can do this is because I've done it in the past, and I know 12 sales a week, it's just a matter of a certain amount of appointments a week. And I'm ramping up to that. That's the reason for this training. That's the reason why I've been setting up my systems to be able to get to that point, because that's a good income. That's a great income for a business that's, a real solar company. If you think about any other solar company, those are the types of numbers they're doing. So why can't mine? And so then I'm going to write down all the rest of the things on here, my active income, my expenses, and things like that, which I don't have very many of. Okay, so you want to write these things out, and then what your 90-day goal is and your 120-day goals. Now, here's the thing about this. Because you see my goal, what I don't want you to think is, well, I need to write a goal that big. That's not what's important here, you guys. What's important is that you write a goal that you believe in. That's what's most important. So if you said, I want to make 1 sale a month, and you believe you can do it, that's more important than saying 12 sales a month and you're not going to believe it. I'm sorry, it's not 12 sales a week. I'm sorry, it's 3 sales a week. 3 sales a week. There you go. So it's 3 sales a week. Okay, so it's times $7,000 per sale. Okay, so it's very important to understand. You got to write down a goal that's important to you, that you believe you can achieve. So what I want you to do right now, I want you to take 1 minute here, and actually we'll take 2 minutes, and I want you to write this out. Can you guys, if you guys wouldn't mind turning your camera on, just so I could see when everybody's getting done here. If you could start writing out just this particular goal, what your active income goal is, your passive income goal. My passive income is $5,000 a month. Okay, and then expenses, I don't really have a lot of expenses or all of that, so I'm not going to write any of that down. So I want you to take a couple minutes here, write down maybe one goal on each one of these. Now, of course, if you don't have your document up, that's fine. You can write it on your piece of paper. So right now, this is actually where I am right now, and then after 90 days. So this is between now and 90 days, and this is after 90 days, what my goals are, and then after 1 to 3 years. So between now and 90 days, what are your goals in these 3 areas? Just start with, let's start with here, happiness, health, and wealth and finances. So why don't you take 2 minutes here and write a couple of those out, and then we'll come right back here in 2 minutes. I'm going to put the recording on pause, and then after the 2 minutes, I'll come right back. So I'm going to look at my clock here. It's 11:20, 11:20. So in 11:22, we'll come right back and we'll hit the ground running again, okay? So I'm gonna put it on pause. Well, hope you did this exercise. Hope you get used to start writing out goals like this. This is very important. This is just the first part of it. From there, we want to start looking at some of the attributes and some of the things that you have in place and that you're going to start working on building. What these are attributes are like goal setting. So you want to start having a mindset that you're going to start doing goal setting consistently. You want to start having a positive mindset, and you want to start doing things to continue to get a positive mindset. One of the things I listen to a lot is Zig Ziglar and positive motivational audios and stuff like that. There are audio books you can get. You want to start keeping your mindset positive, because if you don't, then especially in direct sales, you can start getting a negative mindset. So you want to really start working on that, on your mindset. Mental focus. It's interesting. Mental focus is very important. There's 2 very important things that's going to help you succeed in this business. Is focus. In other words, staying focused on the right activity. And number 2 is consistency. Staying focused and staying consistent is what makes the difference in this business. Focus and consistent and hard work beats skill any day. It's very important that you have consistent focus and hard work. You do those types of things, and then you'll be very, very successful. So you want to start developing your mental focus, making sure you're coachable. When we're teaching you these things, that you're actually applying them in your business. So you want to start thinking through all the things that you're good at or the things that you need to improve on. Okay. And technology, if you're not good in technology, you need to maybe work on that, or self-confidence, you need to work on that, or other things. Business skills. What skills do you have? I have sales skills. I have some marketing skills. I have team building skills, coaching and mentoring skills. These are my skills. If you have what skills that you need to, if you have, that's great. If you don't have them, then you know what you need to work on. You need to grow in some of these areas. Okay. So you want to write these down. Okay. So I wanted to go there. Now, the next thing is now we're going to talk about your why. So now you're going to really write out your why. What's the reason why you're doing what you're doing? So I know the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm going to write it down here. When we take we're going to do 1 minute, or actually 1 minute to write out your why. And I want you to really think through, why are you in this business other than just paying bills? That's one reason, but you got to have a bigger reason. What's the long-term reason why you're doing what you're doing? Look out, if, think a year, 2 years, 3 years, think big term, long-term, why are you doing this business? So I want you to take 1 minute right now, 1 minute or 2 minutes. No, let's do 1 minute, just because I want to get through it, and then you can always expand on it. Take 1 minute. I'm gonna put it on pause, write out your why. All right, who'd like to read off their why, of why they're doing this business? How about you, Shaylin? Why don't you, Shaylin? Let's start with you. What would you say be your why you're doing this business?
So my main why is that I want to attain a level of financial freedom to be able to start my own nonprofits for animal conservation. And I want to start a nonprofit for underprivileged kids in communities who don't know how to swim.
Fantastic. Awesome. Great job. How about you, Jaden?
I'm doing this so I can be able to have the financial freedom to give to people and not be stressed about bills or have to figure out where I get money from.
Fantastic. Awesome. Great job. Frankie, and the reason I want to mention something about Jaden real quick, she's only 18 years old too. That's the cool part. She'll be 19 in a couple of days on the 25th. But being that young in this type of business, I mean, I wish I would have found a business this powerful at that age. So great job, Jaden. Frank, what will be yours?
I want to help my daughter who's in a care center now be able to get her own home.
I can't understand a word you're saying, Frank. I'm sorry. Can you speak a little bit more loudly?
Okay, hold on. Just a second. Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay. My daughter's in a care system, and I want to help her get her own place with assistant care that she can have it 24 hours a day. And I'm going to help my sister pay back some money that I owe her, and take care of the needs of all of the people in ministry over in Africa and India.
Awesome. Well, great job. That's awesome. So, this is a small box, of course, for the why, because it's just to get you guys started. But what you want to really think through is your big why. And that's one of the things that we're going to be looking at here is, what are the benefits of you taking action on your goals? So I want you to, think through this right now. We're going to think through some of the benefits. So what are some of the benefits of me taking action? So if I go after my why right now, and I start going after my goals, what are some of the benefits I'm going to achieve? And what are the consequences of not taking action? So you need to know those. So let's look at a couple of these. So let's say one of my benefits, if I do this, what am I going to have? One, I'm going to have fun with my family. That's one of the things, that's one of the benefits I'm going to have. Okay. There's another benefit I'm going to have is we're going to have thousands of children off the street. Okay, because what we do in the ministry. So I don't know why it's not. Let's see. Oh, well, I guess it's not. It doesn't let me go any further around. So taken care of. Taken care of. Okay, well, but you understand the point, right? So you'd write down whatever your goals are, the benefits of taking action. And then you want to think through what are some of the consequences of not taking action. So if I don't, I'll be stressed with my family. So we'd have stress, we'd have arguments and all kinds of different things can happen. what are some of the other consequences? So you want to start thinking through what are the benefits of of taking action, of really setting your goals and going to work in your business next year. And then what are the consequences if you don't? What are going to be some of the consequences? So I just want you to write down 2 for now. So I want you to take 1 minute here and write down 2 benefits of you taking action on your goals. And what are 2 consequences that if you don't take action on your goals? Okay, I'm gonna put it on pause for 1 minute. And so you can write that out. Put it on pause right now. Okay, I hope you wrote down a couple of them. So this is a very important exercise that you want to start doing for yourself, so that you can start to see the benefits and consequences of not doing what you say you're going to do. So this is a very important thing for you to do. Let's go to the next section. The next section are some of your goals. So now we're going to start writing out your happiness and your health goals. So this is where you want to get a little bit more detailed of what are your happiness goals. Like we wrote a couple of things out already, but you can write out more of your happiness goals. So what types of things would make you happy? Okay, so you want to write down some of the things you enjoy doing that would make you happy. Like I put on there, I like to golf. So I want to go golfing more often. So golfing, I put rollerblading. I put rollerblading in there. Exercising. I want to take my son to a basketball camp. I want to take him to a basketball camp. So there's different things I want to do. So, and I got many other things as well. So I want to start writing these out. And then same thing with health goals and wealth goals. So, and then you have your business goals, number, and your passive income. We'll do those next. So I want you to take 5 minutes. I'm going to put it on pause and we're going to take 5 minutes. I want you to write out some of your happiness goals, your healthy goals of what you want to do to be healthy, some of your wealth goals. Wealth goals could be, how much money you want to earn, as far as, I guess we could leave the income down here. So wealth goals could be number of sales you want to make, how much cryptocurrency you want to buy if you want to buy cryptocurrency, how much money you want to have in savings over a period of time, whatever those types of goals are. If you want to be able to buy a house, if you want to do that, then, you write some of those goals down. And this is not necessarily just for 90 days. This is for like the whole year or up to 3 years. Okay. So I want you to write down these wealth goals. So we're going to start here, happiness, health, and wealth goals. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on for 5 minutes so you can start the process. 5 minutes, we'll be back. It's 11:37. It's 11:38. So 39, 40, 1, 2, 3. So at 11:43, we'll come right back on. All right. So I'll put it on hold for 5 minutes. All right, hope you guys did that exercise. Let's hear a little bit. Let's start with the happiness. Shaylin, how would you like to read off maybe your happiness goals and your healthy goals? And if there's something on there you don't want us to know, of course, you can keep that to yourself.
No, you're all good. So for my happiness goals, I am a huge animal person, so I want to be able to just adopt 6, 7, 8 dogs, cats, and not even have to think twice about it, just be able to care for them. I really want to start free diving. It's something I've always wanted to do. It's like scuba diving without the gear. I want to be able to travel at my own leisure, own my own home, and just overall feel fulfilled with my life. My health goals are, I have a lot of joint issues right now, so I hope to get my joint issues resolved. I hope to develop a more healthy diet and exercise. I exercise every day, but maybe more strength exercising, like 4 to 5 times a week, as well as I also added free diving on my health goal because that is something that requires, it's a strenuous activity.
Awesome. What about the wealthy goals?
My wealthy goals are, my number one is that I want my passive income to exceed my monthly expenses. I really want financial freedom. I hope to have at least 5 rental properties in the next 2 years, to be able to rent out for like Airbnb or something like that, easy passive income. I want to get rid of my debt. I have a little bit of school debt and a little bit of medical debt. I'd like to have no debt, and I want to work for fulfillment and not have to work for money.
Awesome. Fantastic. Jaden, how about you? Let's go with your happiness and health and wealth goals.
Okay, my happy goals are to be able to travel, to go on little like weekend trips, to go snowboarding, horseback riding. Um, and then for my healthy goals, I don't really have any healthy goals because I feel like I'm pretty healthy. Oh, other than to like eat like better meals.
Good.
And then my wealthy goals is to have my dream car and dream house by next summer.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, when you write that out, you want to write out exactly what that dream goal, the dream house, and dream car is, what they are. Yeah, be specific. But that's okay. Good job. Awesome. How about you, Frank? Can you unmute? All right, so then we'll just keep going. All right, so let's go to the next section is the business goals.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. You want to go ahead?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Spend more time with my wife. We didn't go on a honeymoon, take her on a honeymoon. Spend more time with my grandkids and focus. What I really want to do is be able to focus on my music so I can have it played all over the world. And my healthy goals to eat better, sleep better, exercise, gain a little weight, and take a day off during the week to go to the beach and spend time with Catherine and help her to get better health. My wealthy goals to get out of debt, leave a legacy for my family, help my wife build an orphanage for the children over in our ministry, and to be financially independent.
Fantastic. Awesome. Awesome. So those are some of the basic goals there. So you want to expand on that, of course, after, and then, add to it. All right. So now let's go to some of the business goals. So now active income. Active income means how much money you want to make per month, selling solar, because that's your active income. That's what you have control over. And remember, we've been telling you that the hardest part about the solar business is just generating the lead, converting the lead to a prospect, and getting the bill. So once you get that down, then you have control over your active income. So what you want to do is you want to write out specifically which dollar amount active income you'd like to earn. And remember, we have 3 different categories, but we're going to start with the monthly. So let's just start coming in the month of January, because right now we're going to start, we're building up and we're ramping up. We're in training right now so that January, you'll be up and running. So let's look at January. What would you want your dollar amount to be? So my goal is to get 3 sales a week. So that would be 12 sales. So that would be, I'm going to go a low end. I'm going to low ball myself. So I'm just going to put a dollar amount in there. Now, whether if I hit this or not, it's irrelevant. This is important about goals. It doesn't make a difference whether if you hit your goal or if you don't. Here's what matters is that you go after your goal. So I'm doing everything I can right now to get ramped up so that in January, I can hit this goal. Now, I may not realize all the dollars in January. The reason why, because you got to remember, it takes some time to get all the solar installed, get it up and running, get all the permits and everything, which takes about 30 days or so. So, but if I hit the dollar amount by way of making a month's sales, then I know by February, all that cash will come in. So whatever dollar amount I write, it doesn't really matter if I get it all. What matters is that I produce the activity to get it all. That's what I want you to make sure you write down. Okay, so I'm going to write my number down. And this is just my number. I'm lowballing myself because I want to be able to do more than that for the month. I believe it's possible because remember, if I hit the 12 sales a week, or 12 sales a month, which is 3 a week, averaging $7,000 a sale, it's a lot more money than that. So I'm doing a lowball number. Now, I'm not saying that you need to have that type of number. I'm just telling you right now, this is just because you got to remember, I have the experience of doing those types of numbers. But I also want you to have the vision that it's possible, that it can be done. So I just want you to understand there's people in this company doing that right now. And so I'm setting up systems for all of you guys to be able to do those types of numbers, but you need to write down whatever number you believe you can achieve. I don't care if it's 1 sale. I don't care if it's just getting your certifying sales, your 3 certifying sales. It doesn't matter the number, okay? It's the number that you believe you can achieve. The next thing is the passive dollar amount. Passive is if you're going to build a team. Now, most of you don't have a team right now. I don't think any of you guys that are watching right now have a team yet because you're all new. So you don't have to have a number here yet. But if you intend on building a team, then you can put a number there because you got to remember your passive income comes from your team making sales. So I'm going to put a number in here for myself. I'm going to put a number of $3,000. that would be override on the sales that I help you guys make, the people on the team. That's just my override. Okay, so that's my goal. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to put down your projects. Projects are the number of sales. In our business, they're called projects. When you put a customer in the system is called a project. And that's kind of like a construction term for it. So you need to write a number of projects you want to have in the system. So I know that sometimes projects don't always go through, but I'm going to write down the number that I want to clear. In other words, how many projects I want to have clear my account in the month of January. That number is 12. Okay. Now, how many am I going to submit? Because remember, sometimes people don't get approved. Sometimes they don't qualify. Sometimes they change their mind. So I'm going to put a number in here of how many I want to submit to keep 12. I'm going to put the number of 20. I want to submit 20 proposals. Because I'm sorry, submit 20. And then I know probably 18 of those proposals, I'm going to be able to make the proposals. I want to contract 13, and I want to install 12. So do you see how I did that? So I want you to understand, if you want to have 12 sales at the end of the month, then you got to submit more proposals. In other words, put more leads in the system that get their bill, and then we can start setting it up. We can create those into proposals. Then we make those proposals to the customer, and then the customer says yes. So I'm assuming that some of the customers are going to say no, or they're not going to do it for whatever reason. Then that equals 13, but I anticipate on the majority of them saying yes by then. Okay, so that's my numbers. So I want you to write out your numbers based on what your goals are. So first, write out what the number is that you want for the month, and then how many you're going to submit, how many proposals, how many are going to get contracted, and how many are going to install. Okay, my team. Now this is where I'm going to help my team. I want to get my team to have a total of 30 sales. That's my intent. Now, whether if it happens or not, doesn't matter to me. That's my intent, is to get my team to get 30 sales for the month. Okay, that's including my 12. I'm using including my 12. So that means first tier, and I'm only talking about first tier. First tier means you guys are all my first tier. I personally sponsored every one of you in the business. So you would be considered my first tier. Second tier would be people under you. That would be my second tier. That would be your first tier. I'm only talking about my first tier. For you, I would recommend you only focus on this area for now, okay? Until you start building the team. So my first tier, I intend on having a total of 30 sales. Actually, first tier, let's just say, I guess it will be 30 because this is my same people, 30. Ambassadors. How many, let's see, number of 30. Okay, you know what? I think this is asking a different question. This is different. So this is the team. How big do I want to build my team? Actually, I want a total of 20 people on my team. First tier, I want a total of 20 people first tier. I want to help them get another 10 people. This is how many people on the team. How many ambassadors? I want to have at least 30 ambassadors next month. And how many people am I going to invite? I'm going to invite a total of 40 people. Invites are people that you invite to come to be an ambassador and they don't ever finish the job. They don't ever finish it up. I've had people like that. They sign up and then they just change their mind. They never join. So those are those numbers. So this is if you want to build a team, what you want to do to build that. Okay. So I want you to think through this. Take 1 minute. I'm going to put it on pause. I want you to write this out. If you are going to build a team, then fill out this slide over here. If you just want to focus on your own income, just write those numbers in right there. Actually, you probably have already done it right now because it's just numbers. So I guess we don't need to pause it. Unless we do, if you do need me to pause it, just let me know and then I'll come back to that. All right, so let's go ahead and keep going now. The next section is my plan. So here's the plan. So now KPIs, key production indicators. This means what the actual activity you're going to be doing. So this is your income and your activity template. Now, this is something every single week you're going to want to print this out. So this is something that you can actually look at on a weekly basis. The way they broke this down is pretty cool because I created this thing called a daily activity tracker. They already have it built for us. So this is week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Now, when your week 1 starts, you can start it this week. I'm starting mine. I'm going to start counting this January 1, the beginning of the year. That's when I'm going to start. So how many conversations am I going to have week 1? My intent to hit my numbers, I intend on having 40 conversations week 1. Okay. I want to have 40 conversations week 2. My goal is to have 40 conversations week 3 and week 4. Okay. That's my goal. Because I know if I have 40 conversations, that some of those conversations are going to turn into yes. How many utility bills do I want to get week 1? I want to get 10 utility bills week 1, 10 week 2. I want to get 10 week 3, and I want to get 10 week 4. How many presentations do I want to make? My goal is to make 8 presentations, 8 presentations, 8 presentations, and 8 presentations. Because I know this, if I do this, if I do these numbers, the activity, the results will increase. So contract signed, I'm going to go 4, 4, 4, and 4. Now that's 16. Well, why did I put 16 instead of 12? Because remember, my goal is to have 12 sales in a month, right? Because I put 16 because, if you sign a contract, sometimes they fall out. Sometimes people don't get approved for credit. Sometimes they change their mind. So I'm anticipating on 4 of those people possibly doing that. But you see how I came with those numbers? So now what I got to focus on every week is this number right here. How many conversations and how many utility bills? If I focus on those 2, these numbers will start to play out. So I want you to sit here really quick, take a couple seconds. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to write out your numbers so you can think through. I want you to think through your business. I'm teaching you how to think through your business so you can look at this as a business, okay? So I'm going to take 2 minutes and put it on pause and then write those out, and then we'll come right back. All right, so I hope you guys got those numbers down. So let's talk about this. I want to make sure everybody did this right. So let's go, Shaylin. Let's go with your numbers first. How many conversations did you write down that you're going to do every week?
I also wrote down 40 conversations
And-
because I felt like that was a achievable number.
Okay, good. So let's just go down the line. Say 40 and the numbers. They should be probably equal across the board. So go ahead and tell me your numbers. 40.
So I have 40 conversations across the board. That's how many conversations I want to have each week.
Yep. And then go to
And
utility.
Yep. And then utility, I also chose 10. I felt like that was probably a decent conversion because I plan on going door to door. And then presentations, I guess here's where I kind of have a question. Do you typically does it happen where you get somebody's utility bill and then they just don't show up for the presentation?
It happens. It does happen
Okay.
every once in a while.
Okay. So I wrote down 7 presentations
Okay.
just to accommodate that people might not come.
Yep,
And
yep.
then contracts signed, I did 3. But my goal is 1, but I put contracts signed 3 because I expect people
Great.
to probably fall out.
Great. That's awesome. Fantastic. How about you, Jaden?
For conversations, I put 30 conversations.
Okay.
For utility bills, I put 7 presentations, 5, and then contracts 3.
Fantastic. Awesome. How about you, Frankie?
I had 20 conversations, 5 utility bills, 3 presentations, and 1 contract signed.
Fantastic. Awesome. Great job. So now what's going to happen is as you start doing this, you'll start to see the real numbers come together. You'll see which numbers are real, which ones are inaccurate, because that's why it's a goal. You set the goal and then you'll be able to track the activities, and you'll see that here in a second. So now we go down here. So what are my strategies? Now, these are strategies. These are the different ways you're going to start to market your business. In other words, so this is how you're going to get your leads and how you're going to start to get these conversations going. So I'll give you an example for mine. One of them will be telephone calls. Phone calls to warm market. That's one of the things. So I'm gonna go down my list and I'm gonna start calling people. So here's the difference between this week and even the weeks before. When I would call my warm market before, I was calling them saying that now I sell solar. I had to change my mindset because once I started looking at this business, I said, wait a minute, I own a multi-million-dollar solar company. I don't sell solar. What I do is I own a solar company. So now when I contact my warm market, I'm gonna say, hey, listen, guys, I own a solar company now. And what I do is I help homeowners be able to eliminate their electricity bill. And I was just wondering, do you own a home? I'm going with a totally different posture, a totally different approach than I did before, because I had to change my mindset of how I saw myself. Write this sentence down, you guys. You're gonna perform how you see yourself. How you see yourself. I had to see myself in the same way I'm telling you as that I own a corporation. I own a company, which is a solar company, which is what I do own. And so now I'm going to talk to my warm market differently. I just wanted to share that with you if you've already contacted some of your warm market. Another way I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be doing webinars. Webinars. You're going to see a system that I've created that you guys will be able to participate in. It'll be for our team that you'll be able to participate in these webinars where people that you'll be able to invite to come and get a little overview, and then they'll book a meeting right in your calendar. So I'll be sharing that with you once I have that up and running. Another way I'm going to be doing it is we're going to go door knocking. So we're going to go door knocking in our area. Another way I'm going to be doing is phone calls to LinkedIn customers. Another way I'm going to be doing it is phone calls to realtors with Zoom presentations. My intent is to do Zoom presentations with realtors to be able to show them the benefits of why they should go solar. Okay. I'm also going to do it through presentations or calls to contractors. I'm going to do calls to contractors to help them become ambassadors. Okay. So those are some of the main ways I'm going to be doing this. Okay. So what you need to think through is, how are you going to market your business? What are ways you're going to be able to generate leads to be able to get those customers, to be able to get those, conversations. So I want you to take 2 minutes here, right? Or actually just 1 minute should be fine. Take 1 minute and write out your different methods. Now you don't have to have as many as I do, or you can have more than I do. You just need to think through which ways you're going to market your business. I'm going to put you on hold here for 1 minute and then we can write those out. All right, so let's go, Shaylin. So tell me, how are you going to start generating your business? What's your plan?
So first and foremost, what I would really like to make work is social media. And I guess that's a combo with an email subscription list. So like generating referrals to my email subscription list from social media and then getting the clients from the emails. I also plan on going door to door. I hope to become a mentor in the next few months. So hopefully I would get some referrals from that. I have been contacting several real estate agents and I hope to get referrals from the real estate agents that I've been contacting. Once I have my own customers, I know that a decent amount of referrals can usually come from them. They'll usually have friends and family that may be interested in solar. I'd like to eventually run ads, and I also plan on doing cold calling.
Fantastic. Awesome. Great job. That's awesome.
Oh.
See, you sparked a couple of things I forgot that I put on my list, like email list, because I have a big email list that I forgot to even add that to my thing. And then, referrals from people I know. I know a lot of people that may not necessarily want solar for themselves, but I can ask them for referrals. And that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. So that's great. So thank you for sharing. Jaden, how about you? What kind of ideas do you have?
Door knocking, posting on Facebook, reaching out to like my friends and the people that I play soccer with.
Awesome. Fantastic. Great. Thank you. Frankie, how about you?
Phone calling to my warm market. I'm gonna start doing door knocking, and I have a little bit of list on LinkedIn. Calling with leads, referrals, social media, and my email list.
All right, fantastic. Good job.
I got a question though, Stephen.
Yes.
On those ones, the ones that you said that you're going to start doing the webinar marketing and the calls, webinars for contractors, are those webinars that we can bring people to as well?
They will be, yes. Once I have it all set up and done, they will be,
Mhm.
yes. I'm working on it. It's not finished yet. And I'm gonna test it first to make sure it works before I tell you guys about it. But yes,
Mhm.
it will be something you guys will all be able to participate in.
Awesome.
Good, great job, you guys. Fantastic. So the next thing is what's called a memory jogger. The memory jogger list is so you can start thinking of people that you know, or friends and family that you know, or people that you haven't thought of yet. So on this, I'm just gonna give this to you. You should already have it in your email, but you can go through this list and there's people that you know that you just don't remember that you know about. Like you might have a housekeeper that you had back in the day, or an insurance broker. It's not a brooker, it's a broker. You know, people that do your lawn, or your locksmith, or your architects, or you know, an appliance repair person who came to your house. You know people that you just don't remember that you know. So that's why this is what's called a memory jogger, to jog your memory of some people that you know, but you don't remember. And you want to go through this list a little bit surely, and then write down all the people you can think of. Okay, so that's part of the memory jogger list. Here's another part of it. So it's a pretty long list. And you can start going through and thinking through the people that you know that you don't remember, but you know them. So write them down, okay? So you can go through this on your own time. There's 3 parts to it. People that you go play baseball with, you done basketball. My daughter plays soccer. She has an entire soccer league of people that she can go and deal with. You can write that down, or people that you have done karate with, or people like you said on Facebook, your dog lovers, other dog lovers that you know, you like animal people, chambers of commerce people. I got a whole list of people that just spurs my mindset right there. I used to be in the Chamber of Commerce in Orange County. I know tons of people from that. I just forgot. So that's why this memory jogger is so good. So you want to take the time after hours. You don't want to do this during work hours. You want to do this after hours to start going through this memory jogger list and start building your list even further. Okay, that's how you'll start to get your warm market going. So next thing is, here's the memory jogger list, by the way. So I'm not going to go through this part right now, only because you can do this on your own time. But this is where you would go through and start making the list. And actually, the cool thing is you can actually write their names right here. And this is HCA, hot, cold. I'm assuming that's what that means. And A, I don't know what A means, but if anybody has any great ideas that they want to use for the A, that could be great. I don't know what the A would stand for. Hot, cold, and absent. I don't know. Make up
Stephen?
something. Yes.
Stephen, when I went through this, they did this
Yes.
last week. The H is for homeowners, and the C is for consultant, and the A is for ambassador.
There you go. See, yeah, that's great to know. So H is for homeowner, C is for consultant, and A is for ambassador. That makes complete sense. Okay, because I couldn't figure out where the A, if it's hot or cold, I didn't know what the A meant. So there you go. So it doesn't mean any of those. It means homeowner, consultant, and ambassador. Very good. Awesome. Great. Thank you for that, Frankie. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Okay.
man.
All right, good. So we got that. So now it goes over my hurdles. Hurdles are the challenges or the excuses that we make of why we can't do it. And guess what? We all come over them. I've been praying all day for certain things for myself. I was like, God, I just need strength. I need more courage to go do certain things, like going door knocking. I don't care about going door knocking. I'm not afraid of door knocking. I've done it years. I've done it. But I started looking at myself. I was like, how come I haven't done it all this time? And you know what I started coming up with in my own mind? I was coming up with the excuse of why I haven't gone door knocking. And here's what my excuse was. Well, I don't want to go out there because if I go out there, what could happen is they could have dogs and the dogs could chase me and I could get bit by a dog. And then what would I do? And I'm thinking that in my mind, I'm thinking, wait a minute, Stephen, this is stupid. I've been door knocking for years and I've never, ever been bit by a dog. And I don't even hear of anybody being bit by dogs. But that's something in my subconscious that I'm thinking that there's dogs out there just waiting for me to come. And you see how you can just kind of do all this crazy stuff in your own head? And that's me. So I know that happens to all of us. So I just want you guys to understand, this is the time that you want to write down the hurdles or the challenges in your mind that you're going through that you could, could be preventing you from going through. So the reason why they're called BS, I'm not going to say what that means, but you can, you can come up with whatever you want to call it. But what I'm going to put on there, dogs. Dogs will attack me. Attack me. Okay, that's what I say. That's some of the stupid things that I come up with in my own head. Let's just say people will say no, which of course we're going to get people that will say no. I don't know. Police will come get me. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. But the whole point is, we come up with these subconscious mindset things that are really not real, but they're real here. And so if they're real here, then guess what? They're real. And so what you want to do is you want to think through what is the real, what is the hurdles that are stopping you from accomplishing your goals, making phone calls, dialing, you're going to be on the do not call list. People will get mad. People will get mad at me. So that could be a reason why you don't make the phone calls. No friends left to call. I make up that excuse, no friends to call. I have people I can call. I get people all day, especially now that I own a company, I can call with a totally different perspective. Realtors will say no. Okay, so these are some of the ones that I'm thinking off the top of my head that I may have said to myself. And these are ones that you don't necessarily say to outside people. These are ones that you say to yourself. Most of the time, we neg ourselves out. No one ever says you can't do this. We do it to ourselves a lot of the time. So I want you to think through of what are the hurdles that you come up with, and then how you're going to overcome them. I love dogs. Can't wait to meet them. See, it's just different mindset, right? It's all change the way you look at it. Here's a sentence. Write the sentence down. I use a lot of these little phrases and these sentences because they help you. They help me. I'm just like everyone else. I come up with negative things, but I have to counteract it with positive things. So there's a sentence that you want to say to yourself consistently. Here's the sentence. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Write that down. This is one of those sentences that you want to consistently repeat to yourself all the time. You got to change the way you look at things. I had to change the way I saw myself talking to my friends. Yeah, if I talk to my friends about I'm a salesperson for a solar company, they've seen me be a salesperson for Aflac, seen me be a salesperson for that and this and that. But if I own a solar company, that's a different perspective. You understand? So I had to change the way I looked at things, and then the things I look at change. Okay, so I'm not going to look at that. People will say no. You know what? People will say yes. Of course, some people are going to say no, but guess what? Some people are going to say yeses. Why am I worried about the no's? That's a guarantee. I should be focused on the yeses. How many people can I serve? How many people can I help with solar? Big difference in mindset. So I want you guys to write out, and no, they won't. No one, police have never messed with me in my entire life. So, I mean, I've been stopped by police and they've given me directions. I'm the nicest guy to police and police are nice to me. So I don't even know why I would come up with something like that. But that's subconsciously, you can come up with those things. So, you got to change the way you look at things. Okay, so what I want you to do right now is take 2 minutes. Write down some of the hurdles that you come up with in your own mind, just the ones that come off the top of the head. Write those down real quick. And then, you write down some of your, the ways you're going to overcome them. And then we'll talk about them. Just go down to like number 4 or 5, or as many as you can get over here. And then in 2 minutes, and then, as many ways you're going to overcome them. So let's take 3 minutes, actually. We'll take 3 minutes to write those down because this is important. So go ahead. I'm going to put you on hold here and we'll write those out. All right, let's go through it. Let's see what kind of excuses that you guys come up with, because these are fun too. I like this section because, when we start to really verbalize these excuses, they kind of don't make any sense, but they're in our head. So I want to get them out of your head so that we can move forward. So Shaylin, so what ones did you come up with?
I was able to fill out Elton, and I kind of just wrote down whatever came to mind.
Yep.
But my first ones were I really struggle with uh, confidence in this talking to people because I'm very new to it and I've never done anything like door to door or cold calling or anything like that. So I
Yep.
really struggle with lack of courage and lack of confidence with it.
Okay.
And the how I plan to overcome that is that I need to remember why I'm doing it, and I need to, like, for lack of a better phrase, just do it, because the more I do it, the more confident and more comfortable I'll get with it.
Yep.
I put lack of clients, which the alternative to that is just I need to have more conversations. I need to ramp up the amount of conversations I'm having, or
Yep.
ramp up the amount of ambassadors I have. I put fear from, and that's just from not doing it. I put my age because I'm kind of on the younger side. And the thing is that it's kind of irrelevant. I have had age against me before with sales, and I made over $1 million with Apple. So, and that didn't, and my age was completely irrelevant with it. So
Right.
it doesn't really have anything to do with it. I put lack of experience in this industry. Like, while I am currently getting a marine biology degree, I don't necessarily have a lot of experience whenever it comes to selling solar.
Mhm.
So the alternative to that is that I need to gain experience, but I don't need experience to start and be good at it.
That's right.
And then I put that I'm really afraid of retaliation from people. Like, I'm afraid of people being angry at me knocking on the door. And I have to remember that I do have the ability of just walking away, and not everybody is going to be angry. That
Right.
people are just as likely to be kind as they are to be angry.
Yep.
And then one of my bigger fears with door knocking is the fact that COVID is still kind of rampant here, and people take it pretty seriously. So I'm afraid of COVID pushback, but I plan on being safe with it. Like, I'll have a mask on and maintain social distance and everything like that.
Yeah. Awesome. Fantastic. Great job. That's awesome. And you know, and so this, you can see some of those are real, some of them are in your mind. The one thing
Yeah.
I do want to mention that all of you can hear is that experience. Experience comes from practice. The more you practice your scripts, the more you get it down, the more you say it, then you're going to be confident. That's what makes confidence, is because you get the experience from doing it. So that's going to happen for all of us, including myself. You know, I wasn't confident in my script until I went and did it a few times. So same thing. Fantastic. Jaden, how about you? What are some of your excuses, real quick, and some of your ways you're going to deal with them? Jaden? Okay, how about Frank? You guys still there? Let me see if I can.
Can
there
you hear
go.
me now?
Yes, I can hear
Okay.
you. Mhm, go ahead.
Okay. I put fear that people are going to say no.
Okay.
And the quicker I get to the no's, the quicker I can get to a yes.
Yeah.
Fear of not saying the script correctly.
Mhm.
Practice until I get it, till I know it. Nervousness. What does that say? It's not really a big deal, you know. The more that I do it, the more that I will be less nervous.
Yeah.
And let's see, people will see that, might think that I'm a prowler, that I'm in a black man in a white neighborhood, call the police. And I just start thinking of James Brown. I'm black and I'm proud. Procrastination, my daughter will be suffering if I don't get to it. And my mindset is people will hang up. But the faster they hang up, the quicker I can go to the next call.
Yeah. All right,
That's it.
good. Fantastic. Awesome. So you want to just think through those. If any other ones come up, you just want to write them down. All right. Well, I appreciate that. So let's go to the next part, the next section. So now we're going to start talking into the weekly performances. This is your daily activity. This is the activity that you're going to do every day. This is the one that you're going to be using consistently throughout your week. I created one of these, but I'm glad they have it, so we don't even have to create it no more. So this is where you want to do your conversations. This is what you're going to be using actively. So the first one we wrote was the passive. You know, how many conversations? You said 40 or 30 or whatever your number was, utility bills. But now what you're going to do is you're going to write down your active ones, the ones you're actually doing. So this is week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. And then at the end, you're going to put your totals of what you actually did. So the first one we did was what you said you were going to do. This is what you're going to actually do. This is super important, you guys. I created, like, I own the domain, I own the trademark to Daily Activity Tracker. I understand the importance of your weekly and your daily activity tracking. If you get this part down right here, I'm telling you, it's game over. If you don't learn anything else, if you learn how to use this sheet right here consistently, your business will grow. So now how does this work? Starting today, at the top, you can hear, it doesn't have the Monday through Friday on here. I usually have Monday through Friday, but you know, you can just use it whatever days you work. So like if your first day on that week, you're going to work that day, today's Monday, you could just write Monday up there or just leave it blank. And then you know that's Monday, then that's Tuesday, that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, those are the 7 days of the week. It's so cool because this is identical what I created. I mean, it's like it has the actual goals. I love this. I love it. Okay, so what you do is you go here. So conversation. So let's say by the end of the day, you had 15 conversations today. And then you got utility bills, you got 1. And then you made no presentation today and didn't get any contract signed. You got the numbers there. Then the next day, you go and you say, okay, the next day you make 25 conversations. Okay, and you get 2 utility bills and you make 1 presentation and you make no sales. Let's just use that example. Okay, and then over here, you get 30, and then you do get 1 utility bill, 2 utility bills, you make 1 presentation, you make 1 sale. And then on this day, you don't work that day because you're taking that day off for whatever the reason. Maybe you have something else going on. You write it there. And so you now know by the end of the week, you total all this up. And guess what it's going to do? It's going to tell you actually what you've been doing. So now there's no more excuses. Now you can't say that the business doesn't work. You can't say that it's not working, or you'll know your numbers. See, in business and sales, numbers don't lie. And so when you put these numbers in here, you can actually track your activity. Write this sentence down. You'll hear me say this over and over and over. When you track your activity, your results increase. When you track your activity, your results increase. So if you want to increase your activity, you'll increase your results. So that's how you use this sheet. And this sheet is powerful. So what's going to start happening is, as I start training my team, we're going to be training, and every week we're going to be looking at this sheet. So I'll be able to tell if you're having a great week or if you're not having a great week and why. I'll be able to look at this sheet and say, if someone says, well, this week I didn't have a good week, my question is going to be, well, let's see your weekly performance sheet. And so it's going to show me at the end of the week, if this is not filled out at all, most of the time what I found is that most people won't fill this out because they're not working. This is your job right here. Your job is to fill this out, because the more you fill this out and the more accurate and truthful you can be with yourself, at the end, the results will be there. It's just numbers. So you can write your goals here. So the first thing you want to do is write your goals. You said what your goals are. So my goal is 40 for the week. My utility bills, I said, whatever, I don't remember what I wrote on there, but whatever I wrote on my numbers above, I would put here. So if I wrote I know I wrote 40, but I don't remember what these numbers are. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to go look at your sheet, and my goal is always, it's going to be 40 every week. Okay. And then it's going to have a different number every week. So every week you want to write your goals. Okay. You want to write down your goals here for the week. And then you want to write down what you actually did for the week. And then it's going to be easy to see. That's what I said I was going to do. That's what I did. That's what I said I was going to do. That's what I did. That's what I said I was going to do. That's what I did. And so on. By the end of the month, if you hit your goals, it's going to be because you did your activity. If you don't hit your goals, it's going to be easy to see. It's because you didn't do your activity. It's not because of the weather or because the dogs are barking or because of any excuse. It's going to be 100% because of what you need to get done. And this is your activity tracker. So when I even bring a person on from now on, you can see, I looked at this sheet when I first got started, but I forgot all about it. I'm glad I see this now, because trust me, from now on, when I bring a new person on, this is the first thing we're going through right here to track their activity. So I want you guys to go ahead and start using this sheet. You get good at using this sheet right here. This is your moneymaker right here. I'm going to tell you, this is the key. And then of course, this is going to tell you what you're good at and what you're not good at. Let me tell you how I'll be able to train you from this point on. If let's say at the beginning of the week, you set your goal, and then I look at your conversations, and at the beginning of the conversations, you have one conversation here, two there, you have 8 here, you have 1 here, you have none here, you have none and none, right? You have 7 conversations for the week. Well, two things I know. One, you're not dialing the phone enough, or you're dialing it at the wrong time, or you're calling the wrong people. You're not having a conversation, or you're not even picking up the phone at all. So I'll be able to easily see that just by the numbers. The next thing is utility bill. If you say, I got 40 conversations, I talked to 8 people over here, I talked to 12 over here, I talked to 19 over here, but I look at how many utility bills, and you only got 1 utility bill for the whole week, you know what I'll be able to tell? Whatever you're saying ain't working. The script you're using, it's not effective. So then you and I can do role playing. I could say, let me hear your phone script. Let me hear what you're saying to get the utility bill. And it'll be easy to see how to pinpoint what's working or what's not working because of the numbers. The next thing I'll look at is how many presentations are you making? How many people that you get a phone bill to or a utility bill turn into a presentation? And how many presentations actually show up? I'll be able to see the numbers. And then from there, how many people actually sign up? I'll be able to see the closing ratio. Now, initially, I'll be looking at what closers you're using. Because if you're using one of the closers or one of the mentors that's not effective, or they're all probably effective, but if one's more effective than others, then we'll be able to see those numbers. And then once you start closing your own deals, I'll be able to see those numbers too. I'm gonna tell you right now, when I was in Aflac, when I created this, I used to call it a weekly success report. Now I call it a daily activity tracker. When I created this sheet that back then, and I started using this exact type of sheet right here, our team was off the charts. We had 5 people on our team. Everyone else had 10, 20, 30 people on their team. They had teams 2-3 times as big as ours, but we outwrote them every month. Why? Because we tracked our activity. Our activity we tracked, and we used this sheet better than anyone else. No one else used it. It was my sheet. So because of this sheet alone, we outwrote everybody in the company. Okay, I mean, it was crazy. At one time, I remember one week right before I got promoted, our team did, we were number 1 in the entire company out of 60,000 agents, and out of, I think it was like 4,000 district managers, we were number 1 in the entire company that week. It was crazy numbers, but it's because of the sheet right here, tracking your activity. I can't stress the importance of doing this. So make this part of your calendar, your business plan right here. You want to stay in this on a daily basis, you know, because you track it every day. So starting today, start practicing and tracking your numbers. Okay. And then of course, down here, then you'd write down your actual numbers here too. What your goals are, what your weekly numbers are. Hopefully you understand the importance of that. Then, wow, it's amazing. It's almost as if they took my stuff and redid it. I know they didn't, but it just looks like it because it's almost identical to what I had. So then what you do at the end of January, you write down how many submitted, how many proposals, how many contracted, and how many installed. You write down the exact numbers of what you actually did. Then you'll see February, March, April, May, and you get to the end of the year, you'll see your exact numbers. Numbers don't lie in business. This is your business plan. So right now we're looking at the first quarter, and then we're gonna do the second quarter and then third quarter, and we're gonna be a very diligent team tracking this information. And then of course, if you're building a team, what your team is doing as well. So I'll be looking at the numbers, I'll be able to see what the team is doing, and this is how we're gonna track our activity. You know, not only does the best trained team wins, the team that tracks their activity wins. And so that's why we're gonna be focused on this. I didn't even know this was in here, you guys, and I want to apologize to you guys because I had this sheet downloaded a while ago. I didn't know all this was in there. I saw the first part because when I went through the orientation, they didn't go through any of this. They just went through the first part of it, the goal setting part. I did not see this in this sheet, and I should have known by now. So I apologize to all of you, but I trust me on this one. From this point on, we will be going through the sheet on a weekly basis to make sure everyone's activity is up to par. Okay. And then let's see if there's anything left. Okay, then this is down support. So now in our back office, in our training academy, I actually have put the names of the mentors and everything is inside there, who the mentors are. And when you become a mentor, you will have your name in there as well. But I actually have that inside the back office of the training. So you have my name, you have JC's name and phone number and email. You also have a bunch of the mentors, and we'll have the rest of them in there too. You don't necessarily have to put on here, but if you want to put them on here, you can, but they're inside of our training academy. Okay, so I wanted to just open this up for you and open it up for any questions that you may have about anything so far. Any questions at all? And we're pretty much done with the training today, but I just wanted to ask, is there any questions that anyone has about anything we just went over?
I do, yes. I don't want to forget something. I'm going to think about that first. Is that when you said that you had changed your mind, your thoughts, or your mindset about how you looked at this business, you did a sort of a script, and I was wondering if you can do that again, because it's different than the script that we have.
It's not really a script. It wasn't a script at all. It was just the mindset that I have when I'm talking to people. That's all it is. It's not really a script. What it's just really, when I was first contacting people, I was contacting them as if I'm selling solar. So in other words, I'm a salesperson now in the solar business. That was kind of the mindset I had at the beginning. The mindset I have now is that I own a solar company. I own a solar company. I don't run a solar, I'm not a salesperson for power. I own a solar company. My solar company is the smart energy, the clean energy movement. And that's what we're doing. We're helping homeowners go clean energy all across the world. That's my business. So I just changed the way I looked at it, is that if not just selling solar, I'm actually own a solar company. And so because of that mindset, my posture will be different when I'm talking to my prospect. My posture and attitude will be different when I'm talking to my friends or family or whoever I'm contacting, because I see my business differently. So I hope you understand what that means. So it's not really a script. It's in your tone. It's in the way you communicate your message. Think about this. Imagine if each one of you spent $150,000 to start a business. How would you act? You'd act like, okay, I run a business. I run a successful restaurant. I own a clothing store. I own a gas station. You'd have a different integrity versus, yeah, I just work at the gas station. I'm a front cashier at the restaurant. You see a big difference in posture. So that's all I changed, was my posture and my mindset. When I call my friends, when I call the people on my list, I'm going to contact them with a different posture than I was at the beginning, because I see myself differently. Hopefully that was helpful for you, Frank. Any other questions or comments or anything about what we just learned? And I do want to hear your comments about this weekly performance sheet. Shaylin, how about you? What questions do you have about anything that we've gone over, and how was this helpful to you?
Honestly, this was really helpful, because this was unfortunately the first time that I've ever actually written everything down that I hope to accomplish with this company in one place, and it's really helping me get perspective on it and helping with the motivation side of things. I guess my main question to you is, let's say that I know that you have so much experience in sales and in doing things like this with other companies, but if you had never done anything like this before and you were just starting out brand new, what would you do first to have these conversations? Would you choose phone calls? Would you do door-to-door sales? Would you do advertisements? What would you do if you didn't know anyone?
Great question. Okay, so if I didn't know anyone, I didn't have a bunch of experience, I had no warm market, I had no social media, I had nothing, what would I do? So this is, and I was living in a state where I could go door to door. The biggest thing that I said to myself, and that's a great question, Shaylin, I'm gonna tell you what I said to myself the other day. I almost wish I didn't know as much as I know, because a lot of the time when you know a lot of things, you get too creative. Like I started creating webinars. I started creating all these different creative things because I know how to do those things. And because I've been in sales so long, I almost want to take the path of least resistance, because I've been doing it for so long. It's like, well, I shouldn't have to go door to door because I've done this enough. I should have referrals. I should, I can just go buy leads. I want to make it the easy way for myself, but that's only because of my experience. But if I was brand new with no experience, that's why right now I'm trying to get myself mentally back to the point where I'm not new. I mean, I'm sorry, I am new, where I don't have the experience. I need to stay dumb. That's what I need to do in this business. I need to stay dumb. I need to stay brand new. I need to stay, I don't have any friends. I have no family, because then I would do exactly what I'm about to tell you. I would go door knocking. That's what I would do, because that's
Okay.
going to be the fastest path to cash, because you're getting out there, you're meeting people face to face. I'm friendly. I know how to speak, and I would use the basic scripts. They did a door knocking script the other day, door knocking training. It'll actually be in the academy here shortly. I just got to upload it, but it's a real simple script. You just go up, you say hi to them, you say, you know, who you are, the company you're with, and then you use an opener. Have you ever considered going solar and looking at solar for a way to eliminate your electricity bill? They're going to say yes or no. And then from there, you go through the rest of the script. You let them know who you are, how you help homeowners be able to eliminate their electricity bill. And if they're open to it, you can do a free analysis. And if they say yes, you get their bill. And then you book a time to do the Zoom. That's really it. So if I was brand new, Shaylin, that's what I would do. If I had no other experience, if I had no leads or nothing. The second, now that would be let me rephrase that. That would be the second thing I would do. The first thing I would do is exactly what the company told us to do, which is write out my top 20 list. My top 20 list will be the very first thing I would do. Because if you have that top 20 list and you use that top 20 script I gave you, that was given to me by JC. So JC's the #1 mentor in the company. That's what he did. He did the top 20 list. He contacted the people he knew that he could call, the warm market. He said that basic script to them, asked them to do him a favor. And then some of those people he did a favor actually became customers. Then of course, you're going to ask for referrals from those customers. But to build my list, if I knew nothing, knew nobody, knew anything, had nothing, I would go door knocking. That was what I would do. That's what I would do. Yep.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I think that I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing. I'm going for the first time today. So thank you for saying that. I'm gonna give it my best
That's
shot.
what I mean, that would be it. Now you see, and you got to think about this. Every other solar company, that's all they do, because they don't know how to do networking. They don't know how to do no network marketing, and they have employees that most of the time won't do that. So that's all they do. So almost every other solar company, they run their entire business that way. See, we've kind of went the opposite way, which our company is growing faster because of it. But if we combine the two, it's game over at that point. Yep. So you trust me on this one. I'm going to be out there, myself and my wife and my daughter, we're going to be going out door knocking, and I'll perfect it. Once I start doing something, I get very, very good at it very quick. And once I have those words mastered and get them down pat, I will be training them to all of you guys. I'm taking the same script that I learned from JC, going out in the field, and then I'm gonna take that, and then once I get it to the point where it's a machine, then I'll be teaching it to you guys. But Shaylin, don't wait for that. You can go hit it today, immediately. Yep.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Jaden, what type of questions or and comments do you have about what you learned today, and how is this going to benefit you? Are you there, Jaden? She might be tied up with something. Okay, how about you, Frank?
Okay, I was just, the question I have, so this is, you were doing everything online, even though you had sent this to us so that we could look at it on paper, but this is how we do it and do it online. How does this keep track of everything online? That's where you want us to do it?
Well, I want you to do it whatever way is best for you. If you want to print it out, you can print it out and put it in a notebook. If it's right here, it's available online. So you can type it in online, and as soon as you type it, it saves it. So whatever way is best for you. I'm going to do mine online, so I don't have to keep all these printed pieces of paper, and I don't own a printer. So I'm going to do mine online, but whatever way is best for you is best for you. So you just got to figure that out.
Okay. Well, yeah, I really appreciate it. This is my second time going through this, because I went through it with the company last week. They had it on one of those training calls.
Yeah.
And but I like the way that you did it, because you always go in more depth and have us to do exercises, and that really does help. So that was really good. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So the last thing I want to just stress is really this weekly performance. This is the part that you want to stay focused on. So when you go door knocking, Shaylin, what you want to do is your conversations. How many conversations you get, you write it right here. I don't care how many doors you knock. That's not what's important. You could knock 200 doors, but if you have 15 conversations, that's the number you put there. Okay, so
Okay.
you can track the doors if you want to, like on a piece of paper if you want, but the most important number is how many conversations, because you want to get good at the conversations. Okay, and you watch, your numbers are going to be off the chart. You go out and do this, Shaylin, I'm telling you, you're going to kill it out there. You'll do really, really well.
I really hope so. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes, you're welcome. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to end it now because we've got 10 minutes. JC's trainings comes up next. If you guys are going to attend that, I would strongly recommend it. I'm going to be on it because I want to see what JC has to say. I'm sure he has some pearls of wisdom for us. This training will be inside our training academy here shortly. So you guys, again, I will talk to you soon and I'll see you on the next training.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Stephen.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.